In problem number 27, we're given the graph of a slope field, and we're asked to see which differential equation can be modeled with the graph. There's a few ways to approach this. One simple way to start is to look on the graph and find where the slope of our function is 0. We can see that our slope, or our derivative, is 0 whenever x equals -1. So now we can just check a few of these equations and see if any of these meet this description. If you check part A, is 0 equal to -1 times y? Well, not always, not for every y value. That's only going to be true when y is 0. So we can eliminate A. And B, does our slope equal 0 when we have -1 times y minus y? Well, does 0 equal -2y if you simplify this? Well, that's only true sometimes. That's not true for all y values. So we can eliminate B. Now let's go to C. Does our derivative, or does our slope, equal 0 when x is -1? -1 times y plus y. But you can see that -1 times y plus y does add to 0. And this statement's going to be true all the time. So C is a possibility. We might have to do more analysis. So let's continue. On part D, does our function equal 0? Sorry, does our slope equal 0? And if you have -1 times y plus x plus -1, in other words, does 1 equal -1 times y? That's true sometimes, but not always. Now let's check part E. Does our slope equal 0? We have -1 plus 1 to the 3rd power. 0 equals 0 cubed. This is always true. So E is a possibility. So by process of elimination, we've narrowed our options down to option C and option E. So now let's do a little more analysis to see which one of these equations is the correct answer. By looking at the graph, we can see when dy dx is positive, or in other words, when the slope of our function is positive. We're positive whenever y is greater than 0 and x is greater than -1. We can tell that f prime is also positive whenever y is less than 0 and x is less than -1. If we need to, we can look at values when dy dx is negative. Let's start with these criteria and see if we can eliminate one of the two options that are remaining. Just for starters, let's pick a point that meets our criteria. So starting with x is greater than -1 and y is greater than 0, let's just pick a point there. If x is greater than 1, if x is greater than -1, we could have any point. So say x is 3. If y is greater than 0, we could have any positive point, say 4. Let's see if this makes the conditions true for part C. Is our slope going to be positive if x is 3 and y is 4? 3 times 4 plus 4 is positive. This is true. Now let's check part E. If x is 3, is 3 plus 1 cubed going to be positive? Yep, that's true also. So now let's check this other condition. Our slope is going to be positive if x is less than -1 and y is less than 0. So let's pick any point in that region just for starters. See, x is less than -1, say x is -7. And y is less than 0, so say y is -1. Checking part C, we would get x times y, that's 7 times -1, plus y, plus -1. 7 minus 1 is positive. That's true. Now let's check part E. Replacing x with -7 cubed. -7 plus 1 is -6. -6 cubed is negative. So it looks like E does not meet all the criteria. and option C is our answer. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching.